I can't defeat what I don't face, and I can't face it if I'm running from it. You gotta take some of these spiritual problems that Satan has put into your life, that God has allowed to come, and realize, Lord, I can't go to the next level till I go through this level. So instead of me telling you move my mountain, just give me the strength to climb.
Good evening, Memphis and the rest of the world. Welcome to another edition of The Truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God. I'm Andre Gary.
Hey, Twan Breaker.
For the next hour, let's forget about the black man. Let's forget about the white man. Let's deal with the human from a Bible perspective, if you will. Feel free to call in at 901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490. Any comments, suggestions, agreements, or even disagreements we may have. We can agree to disagree without being disagreeable. Okay, this is the Truth Radio Show, brought to you by the Truth Radio Network. We deal with everything from sex, race, religion, politics, and even sometimes sports from a Bible perspective. Amen. It looked like God coming through. We're going to start the show off with a text that I received from none other than the other guy. Here it is, y'all. Here it is. Get ready to tune your ears in.
Message from other guy. Dude, we lives are in trouble. I will take my ticket now. Can I have two? I want to take Mother Jones with me.
He said, dude, we live are in trouble. I will take my ticket now. Can I have two? I want to take Mother John with me. No, you can't take Mother John with you. Mother John said, well, I'll just take Miss Master. That's who you've been taking all the time. I guess he's responding to that fiasco that they called a debate last night. Interesting it was. And you know, poor black folk, they get tricked so easy. Did you know that Kamala Harris is not really what's considered to be a black American? Did you know that, Q? Oh yeah, her dad is from Jamaica and her mother's Indian.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, but you know, of course, because you know she's fleecing the blacks, then she's not gonna tell you that. No, Dak Prescott, he'll tell you I don't identify myself as black. I have a black father and a white mother. Tiger Woods, he'll tell you I don't identify myself as black. I have a black father and an Asian mother. No, they won't identify both their parents. They're not copying as black. But you know, Kamala. Oh, you know she got to do it because she fleecing the blacks.
Okay.
We got a call online?
Yeah, we got Ricky. I think he been having a couple of them. So
okay, well, before I get to Ricky, let me get this one real slow because I ain't moving him along. You know, they said Donald Trump is racist.
That's what they say.
Because he said that Baltimore was infested. And you know, you ain't got no business using the word infested when you're talking about a district that has majority blacks, and Elijah Cummings is over that district, and you're basically calling that black man names. They say it, right?
Right.
I found somebody else who called Baltimore infested. Q. Guess who it was?
Who was it?
Elijah Cummings. Oh, let me play it for you.
This morning, I left my community of Baltimore a drug-infested.
Drug-infested?
That's what he said.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's play. No, this thing don't never start streaming until we get here. I mean, buffering. You know, Satan is the prince of the air, but guess what? That's Satan. You can't stop us. So we'll take time to get God's message out. We sure will. Let me refresh it myself. I got to let y'all hear that. In Elisha. I mean, I just wouldn't have thought such a thing. I'm just flabbergasted, Q. Let me see, maybe the play now. Let's see. What you heard him say? He sounded like my community of Baltimore.
New tonight, Trump again slamming the House oversight.
No, that's not what I want to hear. I want Elisha. Jeez.
This morning, I left my community of Baltimore a drug-infested area where a lot of the drugs that we're talking about today have already taken the lives of so many children. The same children that I watched 14 or 15 years ago as they grew up, now walking around like zombies. This is only 40 miles away from here.
And over 2 decades later, because that was in the 90s, 2 decades later, it ain't changed. It got to work. Well, some did change. You know what changed?
What's that?
Back then, he didn't have much money. Now he and his wife are both multi-millionaires. Yeah. And then Kamala. Oh, Kamala Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Other guy's chosen one. She got last night.
Yes, she did.
Ooh, she got. And when you hear the woman get her, you ain't gonna hear her say, that's not true. She gonna say, I'm proud of the work I did. You proud of the fact that you locked up over 1,500 people for marijuana crime. When they asked you about if you smoke marijuana, she laughed. You proud of the fact that until the court forced her to give a DNA test to this black man that was on death row, she would let that man die, man. I tell you what, let me let you hear from Representative Gabbard. She's a Democratic presidential candidate from Hawaii, so you know it wouldn't be in her best interest to down another Democrat. That's what she said. I'm gonna get you to hear what she said. Not I.
Says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She brought evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep town jail system in place. That impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response.
As the elected Attorney General of
She said I
California,
didn't do that.
I did the work of significantly reforming the criminal justice system of a state of 40 million people, which became a national model for the work that needs to be done. And I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work of being in the position to use the power that I had to reform a system that is badly in need of reform.
She did the work. Oh, you did the work. You worked on keeping people locked up long as they were supposed to be locked up, majority of them black. You worked on having people locked up for minor crimes or things that you were doing yourself, majority of them black. And you worked on, and you know the hard part, this woman knew this man was innocent. But then you know what? Why would you be surprised by a woman like this? Anytime a woman in her 20s would sleep with a man, Willie Brown, the mayor of San Francisco, would sleep with a man more than 2 decades older than her who was married, so she can get a political position. And y'all want to consider this woman for president of the United States? Because of your blackness and that you hate Trump? Go on, send Ricky through. Hello, Ricky. Welcome to the show.
We're going to make you president of the Black Lagoon. How you doing?
Yeah, I don't want to be part of no president of the Lagoon.
You never seen the movie Creature from the Black Lagoon? It was a ugly looking black dude, but then there's another one called the Gill Man. He was part fish, part man.
Okay, well, what you want, Ricky? We got some good stuff we dealing with today. We ain't got time to play with you. You played yourself enough.
When you're talking to the hooky ballerina, you gotta respect her, you know.
You gotta talk to the who? What you say?
He calls her the ugly ballerina.
I called myself a ballerina yesterday, but y'all forgot.
Ricky.
I do a lot more dancing in the music than what's his name, Black Conservative.
Have you started bathing on a regular basis?
I have to get some of these scabs off my body. All the alcohol and cigarettes leave me with scabs and itches and stuff.
How many times a week?
About bathing? Sure. If I do it 2 times a week, I'm lucky. But still, I'm using some. They got some real good creams and ointments at the VA hospital now. They gave me. Most of the sores are healing up. It's just that since they put me on diabetes medicine, and I got a bump on my leg and scratching, it will turn into a sore.
Man, we don't worry about your disease. But now, I will tell you something, though, while you're talking about your diseases, to show you how this country is starting to come up under a curse. Did you know that typhoid fever and the bubonic plague has popped up in California?
Created in the laboratory.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The typhoid fever and the bubonic plague, they pop back up in California. These are the diseases that were supposed to be eradicated from the earth.
Yeah, but
let alone third world country, but they done pop back up in California. You see Paradise City burned up, and you got the earthquakes, and then you got the floods, and then you got the wildfires, and now these diseases that are eradicated, they popped up. And y'all don't understand, God trying to tell y'all need to go look at The Color Purple. God is trying to tell you something. God is trying to tell you something. Can't you hear?
You know, Pastor Guy, they already explained it in documentaries that syphilis and cancer, a lot of these diseases, the white man or whoever created them in the laboratory.
Okay.
And then when they vaccinate you, you get the germs and parasites that enter your blood, and if you.
All right. Well, look, you really wasting valuable time. Go on, sing your song. We got people want to really talk about some substance today. But what song you want to sing?
Okay, but just remember, I think of it like this: you are only created on the escalator to the highest heavens forever, where you won't get thrown out. The angel said, "Come on," and then the rest of them are
all right. Thank you, Ricky.
On the.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The other guy.
And I use that term lightly.
Other guy. One of the other guys, you know, I just played your text. Did you hear me when I played your text?
I heard it, and I'm the one that wrote it, so I already knew about it.
You knew about it? Yes.
Let me tell you about that debate last night.
Talk to me about
what it proved to me.
What it proved?
That this country will never have a female president. It was something I've always known, Pastor Guy.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Women hate women.
Yeah, because I'm going to tell you something else I know that I didn't bring it up. I noticed Christine Gillibrand, who was actually born Trina Rudnick. You know, she changed the name, and I can see why she didn't want to get all the jokes made about her with the name Rudnick. But she was running as president to say that I'm going to do something about white privilege. I'm going to make sure that these children that are not afraid of the police because they are white, and these children that are being able to go into schools because they're white, I'm going to do something about white privilege. Her and Beto O'Rourke, with this movement they got of apologizing for being white. And where they coming from with this stuff, man? If you don't do something about this climate change, they really got people believe that the whole world go in 12 years. Man, where they coming from, man?
Yeah, this is the very reason. You just set up every day and prove my point.
Okay.
Every day I listen at you.
Mm-hmm.
That you no more believe in that Holy Bible than a man on the moon.
And why do you say that?
You believe in it, but you don't believe every word of it.
And tell me why you say that.
In that Holy Bible, it tells you, King James Version, it tells you clearly, these good stewards of the earth. So we are killing this planet.
Sir, in my King James Version Bible, it tells me in Genesis that as long as there earth, there will be winter, summer, spring, and fall. In my King James Bible, in Job chapter 37, it tells me that God controls all the weather. In my King James Bible, it tells me that no man, even Jesus, can't predict when the end of the world coming. So what part of the King James Bible fit with that, the Democratic, and then you know they don't care nothing about God anyway. They booed God in 2012. They took God out of their oath. So I know you ain't trying to associate God with no Democrat.
What I'm trying to associate is man's destruction of the earth.
Man can't destroy the earth, sir.
Wow.
What makes you think man can override God?
It can be done. You set up and you hear, you see on your TV. No, you got one, right?
Well, you know what? Hold on a sec. I got it right now. Hold on. Dear Mr. President, quit trying to help them. Can't you see they don't want no help? These crazy folks will sit around here and got these folks now running around trying to show that these folks can do something that only God can do. And you know what, Mr. President? They believe it. For 50 years, Mr. President, they've been voting for these Democrats, and they see their neighborhoods and got worse. But you know what they doing, Mr. President? They gonna vote for them again. Don't try to help them. They don't want to be helped. Go ahead.
Well, sir, you wrote to the president. He's my president, too. So sure, I can write him a letter as well.
What you gonna write?
Dear Mr. President, stop being a racist.
Mother Jones sent you a message. Hold on.
Oh, man,
Tell other guy that if he thinks that he is going to take me with his guy's got another thing coming. I'm not going his way.
I'm trying to save that old lady. I'm trying to save that old lady.
Mother Jones ain't old, but she is a lady.
Mother Jones needs to understand this, Dr. Guy. Tell me what Mother Jones and the rest of you guys, I said it, okay, need to understand. If you think for one moment that this man was a fool, his first 4 years, wait for the next 4. Well, the next 4 gonna be hell to tell the cap about.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you really think that there's anything that Donald J. Trump can do that's as foolish as what these Democrats are proposing?
So what?
Let me say it again. Do you really think that there's anything that Donald J. Trump can do that's as foolish as what these Democrats are proposing?
Yes, sir, I do.
Oh, you do? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Okay. All right.
These folks want to make it illegal for you to buy your own private insurance. So in other words, they want to make everybody go to the VA. They already telling you about how people at the VA getting treated. And they tell you we want everybody to do it. And if you don't go to our VA insurance, we're going to lock you up. They promote homosexuality. They promote killing baby. We know you don't care nothing about that.
Well, the government is trying to crazy every other month. So let's just stick with the crazy things that he's done so far. He's separating kids from parents.
Well, sir, and see, you like Elijah Cummings. You so get busy fighting for the legal folks that you don't even look at the rights of legal folks. You go, I'll tell you what you do, sir. You take your child with you and go inside any one of these stores or anything and go steal something and get caught while you stealing something, breaking the law, and see if they separate you from your child. That's what they do when you got a child with you and you break the law. Did you know that?
Yeah. Hey, man. Let me tell you something, man. That's too long. This is not great black hope. But that girl did a number on my girl last night, man.
What she do, your girl, man?
Let me tell you what I did while watching that debate. When that white woman came after my girl, I blew the towels over my TV.
You did the what?
No more.
Wait, you
do the towel over the TV.
You do the towel?
Only pay for what you need from Liberty Mutual.
Wait a minute, so are you saying that you're not going to vote for Kamala? Kamala?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying...
Will you vote for her?
Single so-called cage may be struck.
Tell me, will you vote for Kamala?
In the New York News.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned about separating folks from these children, right? You know how they bring them over and separate from these children? They put them in our president's doing that now, right?
Yes, sir.
He put them inside those little camps they got for them, right?
Cages, sir.
Cages. They're called cages, right? They are cages, right?
Yes, sir.
Let me play something for you. Put him on hold. Don't hang up. Put him on hold. You want to play something for you.
Okay, put him on hold.
Yeah, put him on hold. I want you to hear this. Put him in them cages you talking about. Let's take a look at these cages.
Not one. During the presidency of Barack Obama, we didn't see outrage from the Democrats then. We didn't see prominent Democrat members of Congress condemning the, quote, concentration camps and, quote, torture then. Again, President Trump has not built a single cage. The cages you see in the news and on Twitter were constructed by President Obama's administration. So what do Democrats do when they have to acknowledge a problem that doesn't align with their politics? They look for someone to blame. Who else but the President of the United States and the hardworking men and women who work tirelessly every day trying to secure our border? Comments from Democrats in Congress, I think, only serve to demean the public service of our brave Border Patrol employees and, frankly, and this is important, to spark unnecessary outrage. Think about what we've heard.
And that's another, I don't want to get the point across. Trump didn't be on one of them cages. Put it back on.
You need that propaganda crap. Obama did not put kids in cages.
He built them.
He sent them and they passed back home.
Oh, you must didn't listen to the debate good, didn't you? Because according to the debate last night, and poor Joe Biden, he tried to distance himself from Obama. They said Obama deported more illegal immigrants than anybody in the history of the United States.
That's that.
Did you hear him? And Joe said, well, you know, I was the vice president. He did that. Did you hear that? You didn't hear that last night?
That's God.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, I watched the debate in my linen closet, sir. I threw a whole lot of towels on my TV last night.
So you threw a towel?
I don't know that with Joe Biden. Joe looks weak, sir. I hate that, man. I hate that. You know, because if Camilla didn't win, then, you know, that's my next option. Right? Joe looks weak. Joe have no chance against Donald Trump. Come on, man.
So what you need to do is start singing this song that I started singing to y'all 2 years ago. You remember that song? Who is the man that'll risk his neck for brother man? Trump. Right on.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
that's what I hated. Yeah, I hated that song.
Man, why don't you go and get with it, man? We got a man that's been anointed by God to bring this country back in line with God. At some point in time, quit fighting with God and start fighting for God.
That bothers me so, man. That bothers me so. That is the one pet peeve I have with you. Why do you keep associating this devil with my God?
Because,
why do you do that, man?
Well, because the God that you serve and the God that I serve are not the same God. Well, the God that I serve, I've heard this man pray in the name of Jesus. I've never heard any other president do that. I've heard this man openly say that he's going to defend the church. Other presidents didn't do that. I've heard this man get up here and make it known he will not and he has not passed any law to interfere with my faith. I thank God for Donald J. Trump. I pray for Donald J. Trump, and I pray that God gives us 4 more years with Donald J. Trump to save this country from destruction.
Amen.
All right, now, look at you. I was here with that dude one day, but until then, on my way out. Sir, how can you, as a man of God, set up and defend a man that this book that you covered so dearly, King James Version, can't even, forget quoting scripture, can't even tell you how to get to a scripture to correct you. Can't be ashamed, man, to report something like that.
I tell you what, did you good Bible reading fellow? Where's the book of Zechariah at?
In the King James Version. Hey, I'm going
that fella there. Hello, gentlemen. Hello, Carl. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. I enjoy your show. Every time I get a chance, I always tune in.
Okay.
I'm glad if somebody black got some sense, I tell you.
It's scary.
We gonna have to stop voting Democrat, Republican, vote on what God stands for.
Well, you know, and that's why I try to get them to realize, sister, it's not even a matter of Democrat or Republican. If Republicans start passing laws that go against my faith, I'm going to be sandblasting them just like I am Democrat. My thing is this, man, if you say you're a Christian, God's supposed to come first in your life. You can't throw God aside when it comes to politics. That means that you're rebuking and rejecting God.
That's right, sure, but they can't see that.
They don't love him like that.
And you Trump, the own president, came and stood up for Israel. They go in the church, they should know. You stand up for Israel, you're going to be blessed. You're going to be cursed.
The Bible said, those that bless Israel, I will bless. Those that curse Israel, I will curse. You can let these Muslims, and you can let these folks come with that black ideology, and you can let these Democrats come with that demonology, and go against God if you want to. There is a consequence for that.
That's right. And Trump, everything he's doing, what he says he's going to do, come to pass, because he's being blessed.
He being blessed. God has anointed this man to get this country back in line. And primarily, God has blessed this man.
That's right. And this climate change stuff, God controls all this stuff. I don't care, we don't burn nothing, don't use the car, whatever. God's still in control. Ain't nothing we can do.
Sooner or later,
God is in control.
They better wake up or God put them to sleep.
Right.
So
when you see them on kids, babies, and all this homosexuality stuff, there's everything wrong with it. You just don't vote for them because they're Democrat or black.
Yeah, and then you got Elijah Cummings up there arguing for illegal immigrants to get free health care, and you got the people of your district in Baltimore living in this kind of filth and this kind of slum, but then you don't mind because, see, you're a millionaire now, and so is your wife. She under investigation. So they've been using black folks ever since they passed the Civil Rights Bill, and black folk like it.
I think Democrats been over there probably about 40 years over there in Baltimore, and they got rats and, that's sad. It just,
Anytime you got 13 high schools and 0 students, zero can pass the math test. Then you put some more schools in and maybe they can pass 3,468 students and only 14 of them can pass a proficiency exam. But now watch this here. Those white liberals that push them on that stuff, you don't see their kids at that school. You don't see them living in those neighborhoods. You don't see them dealing with that crime. They send these funky blacks out to do it.
Yeah, it's true. And they getting all that money. They send billions and billions of dollars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Steve Corn around here eating fried chicken and then singing a rap song and go Steve, go Steve. And I said, Lord, you got your reparations. Watermelon and chicken.
Yeah, and Trump is not racist.
That man, how can he be racist?
Let the black woman out, let the black man out jail been all the time, got all these jobs.
He the only one trying to help black folks.
He got his jobs out there every day, his job.
You finally got a president that really trying to help black folks.
I got a feeling going to Baltimore going to get their hands fixed up for those people.
But that's all right, though. One thing about it just shows God give me their way. I'm going to tell the truth whether they listen to me.
Yeah, you tell them the truth. They don't wake up. That's it. And they get their church bills, and that's going to be it. You tell when you can read the Bible, when you can go to church, when you can do this and that. They'll see what's going on.
That's true. Well, pray for me, sister. God bless you.
God bless you, too. Keep it up.
901-452-3094 or 901-324-7490. They don't care, Q. They don't care that this woman sit right there and the court had to force her to give a DNA test. The man that he was on death row for, one of the girls, the family lived. She told him there were 3 white men did this. They found blonde hair. They weren't even tested. All they wanted to do was give a DNA test to see if this man was innocent. She fought it with everything she had. The court had to make her give in. They come back, this man is innocent. Y'all are vote for him. You heard other guy? Y'all gonna vote for her. Okay, so let's do. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Pastor guys, Light Brown.
Hey, Light Brown.
You know, first of all, I want to thank Ricky for his service serving our country. I appreciate that. I don't like his singing, but I appreciate him serving our country.
What did he serve our country and do?
He said he was at the VA, wasn't he in the military?
Yeah, he got in there and went crazy. Ricky went to the military, smoked some PCP. Now he dropped $4,000 a month.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, Lord.
Well, you know, some people go to Germany, some people go to Iraq. He went crazy, I guess.
Exactly. There you go.
Anyway, Pastor, can you tell me that how can not one, not a couple, not half of them, but every one of these politicians make $175,000 a year and turn it into millions? I don't know who their investment broker is.
Man, what you tell them, we need some of that stuff. Every last one of them, all you got to do is let them be in office 2 or 4 years. Did you know that, I think it's after 1 term, I know it's after 2, they get a pension for the rest of their life, they get government insurance for the rest of their life, and all of a sudden they pop up with millions of dollars, and where did it come from? Yeah. They can't get it from the campaign, because that campaign finances, if you spend that's against the law. Where did millions of dollars coming from?
I tell you what we need to do, we need to tell them, so look, y'all pass whatever health care y'all want, but whatever you pass, you gonna get the same thing.
Make them live by the same thing. Make them
every one of them tighten up then.
They need to make them live in the worst part of the neighborhood that they represent, and you wouldn't have human feces on the streets of California anymore.
You know, and I just want to say this, God is the only one who is faithful, and the only person you can trust, because your friends are not your real friends. It's just like Biden with Obama. As long as that parade floats going down the street, everybody wants to be on there waving. when everything hits the fan, you won't go on the other side of the street and walk on the other side, walk away from him and claim to not know the man. That's what Biden's doing. As long as it was good, look what we did, look what we did.
Yeah.
And now all this stuff's coming up. They said, well, Obama did that.
Right.
Obama did that.
Now you got it.
So, but, you know, it's just, people need to wake up and see. And I can tell you, I like those clips you play. It lets us hear those people actually doing it. But you can tell somebody did this or did that, and they won't believe you. But when they hear it out of the horse's mouth,
right,
they gotta believe it.
Because if you notice when that woman, when she accused Kamala Harris of that, you never heard her say one time, I didn't do that. No, she never, because she knows she did. Right. She knows she did.
And you know, the politicians never answer the question. They just sidetrack you and get on something else.
That's an old con.
Get off of what you ask them and go to something else, because they don't want you to know the truth.
That's an old con man move they teach you in the penitentiary. When you don't want to answer, change the question.
And how much more stuff can they make up on this president? They're running out of stuff to say about him.
And every day they throw at him, he the Teflon Don. He throw it back at him. If I were them, I would throwing licks at him because the licks he throwing back, then folks down investigating. Wait a minute, I didn't know you said that.
Yeah, well, you know, everybody's got a limit, and even though he is the president, he's got a limit too. And he's not just going to let those people just keep talking bad about him and not defend himself. Like old Kamala, she could have defended herself last night, but she chose not to because she didn't want anybody to know the truth.
Well, let me ask you a question. And I know black people are listening to me. If we had a white politician go up on the Capitol Hill and call black folks predators and they need to be off the street, do you think they'd call them a racist?
Within about 15 minutes, if you're on the news, they'd be talking about it.
Okay, I tell you.
Rioting and blocking roads.
I tell you what, hang up and listen.
All right, I'll do that. I appreciate you guys. Keep telling the truth.
Yes, sir. This man happens to be a white man. He's in Washington. He's in the Capitol. He calling black folks predators, Q.
They call it, hold on.
No, go ahead and say the call through, and then I'll play this clip. Hello, caller. Yes, sir.
What's up, Q? What's up, tough guy?
How you doing?
No, man. Okay, first of all, tough guy, let's touch on this Republican and Democrat thing. First of all, there is no difference between a Republican and a Democrat. The only difference between a Republican and a Democrat is the level they have behind their name.
Well, no, I've never seen any bills that Republicans are passing that go along against my faith. Have you?
It's just like I said, tough guy, they don't have to pass in a lot of
but
as long as they're standing by and letting allow things to happen.
Anyway, like I said, you didn't answer my question. I've never seen any law that Republicans have passed that go against my faith. Have you?
With the race, baby.
Sir, if you ain't going to my question, we can stop there. I've never seen that. Okay, well, now, you are the devil.
Okay.
Now you're an agent of Satan when you try to pervert the scriptures to fit your agenda to get people to follow. No, I don't have opinion. I have scripture. I can prove it to you. I tell you what. Watch. Okay, watch. I'm gonna prove it to you with the Bible. Do you remember when you called in? I remember what time we tried to keep this radio show, and I said, y'all, those of y'all that God has touched their heart that this radio show should be on the air, please send in a donation so we can stay on air. The only God touches your heart. I made sure I specifically said that. You remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember you calling in? Do you remember you saying, Pastor Guy, don't worry about it. I work for the third richest man in the country. Now, you can write this down, Pastor Guy, that I'm going to make sure that I'm sending you a donation to keep the radio on air. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
Was that true?
Yeah.
It was? Because I ain't seen that donation yet.
Pastor Guy, I sent you a donation. My son put it in his name. I didn't prove it not. My son put it in his name.
What's your son's name? 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 What's your son's name?
Let me finish my point.
What's your son's name?
The same thing you did to drawing. Now, that's beside the fact.
Every one of the people that donated when I did that drawing, I know those people. And one damn one of them your son. But see, but you just proved my point. But see, now I'm going to go to my Bible. My Bible says that the devil is a liar, and those that lie are of their father, because he's the father of the lie. And when every time I ask you about that, you don't sit there and tell your son, don't you know what you do when I tell you about that lie? You you laughing. Just like you just did it because that's the spirit you got. You ain't of Satan.
Now, what time did I call this show to say anything that was untruthful?
Man, you call the show all the time lying on the Bible. You call the show one time trying to say what the Bible say that a laborer worthy of his hire, that's a slave.
Pastor God, labor is a slave.
Okay, thank you, R.C.
Labor is a slave.
I thank you, R.C. Bye. Mr. President,
You got another call.
don't keep trying to help them. They don't want to be helped. You need to see the ones they got in Memphis. They got one named R.C. He real crazy, Mr. President. Let them go and keep killing each other, Mr. President. Let them keep thinking they're going to get rich out food stamps. Don't keep trying to help them. They don't want to be helped. Send them through. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Great to be Pastor.
Hello, sir. Why you keep doing that? Why you always do that? With that grace and peace. Do you know there's a scripture in the Bible that says, if there's a greeting that's not from God, don't return that greeting? You know that?
How is it not from God?
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible.
Okay, go.
Every epistle, if you open your Bible,
It does. Go ahead, Clark. I don't know why, but sometimes every time you do that, it just reminds me of what Muslims do when they say Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum. It just reminds me that every time you do that,
that's your hang up.
Okay, go ahead. Come on, man. Come on.
Is it not scriptural?
Man, come on, man. What you got?
Yes or no? Is it not scriptural?
Yes, that's in the scripture. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So why are you dragging me every time I say it?
Because something about it, something about it, not just me. I've actually had texts about why did that dude do that every time. I lost count of the texts I've had about that. It's something about that.
I have a question for them.
It don't sound spiritual when you do it, man. That's all I can tell you. But come on, what you got?
I'm not trying.
All right, man. You gonna tell me what you want? What you want?
I got ready to it. You started with my greeting, so I was addressing what you started off with. Is that okay?
What you want?
Have a wonderful day, guys.
Thank you. There's a man stood on the Capitol.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
RC just called back, said he want to talk to you.
I want to talk to him.
Well, RC, you on hold. You heard it. He doesn't want to talk right
now.
now.
My time talking to RC.
All right, go.
Okay, there's a man. And by the way, Q, maybe it's me. Does it do something to you whenever Classic Edition call and do that?
I just pause and just keep on going.
But I mean, how do you take it? Don't agree with me. Tell me.
Nah, I ain't gonna agree with you. Just he said it, and I was like, okay, and
I don't know, just something about it, Shaft and I said no Shaft, but some people say, why did men always do that and stuff? And most of the time I really agree with what Classic Edition said, but just something about it. When he does it, I just can't put my finger on it, but just something in my spirit, it just don't feel right. And he's right. The scripture does say that, it just don't feel right when he does it. He might be mad, don't call back. I don't care.
It's just the way he like to greet somebody, so I said,
yeah. And maybe it's me. Maybe I just need to just figure out a way to tone it out. I don't know. Just certain things just vex your spirit. But anyway, there's a man.
Mm-hmm.
He's a white man. He's a senator. He got on the floor of the Capitol and called black folk predators. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
I told Light Brown I was going to play it for him. This man here. Now, y'all talking about some racist stuff? Man, this here sounds quite racist. I'm going to start buffering now. I got to play the commercial version. Make sure I get the volume up. Showing the commercial.
We must take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I want to ask, what made them do this? They must take it off the street. That's number one. consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people.
This dude sound racist.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he might not be talking about black folk. Let's keep listening.
You sure?
I don't know. I mean, I just hear him talking. I mean, I don't guess he's talking about black folk. We keep listening.
Tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I give myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets. That society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society. A sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society. And the truth is, we don't very well know how to rehabilitate them at that point.
I wonder who you talking about, man.
That's the sad truth. I'm the guy that said rehabilitation, when it occurs, we don't understand it and notice it. And even when we notice it and we know it occurs, we don't know why. So you cannot make rehabilitation a condition for release. That's why in our system there's the federal safer. I don't care why someone is a malefactor in society. Wow. I don't care why someone is antisocial. I don't care why they become a sociopath. We have an obligation to alert them off the rest of society, try to help them, try to change the behavior. That's why we do this. We have drug treatment and we have other treatments to try to deal with it. They are in jail.
That's Joe Biden.
Away from my
He the guy running for president,
your husband, our families.
My. The champion of the black man. Just saying
But
this.
we would be absolutely stupid as a society if we didn't recognize the condition that nurtured those folks still exist. And we must deal with that.
I just don't understand. Send them to you. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. Okay.
It's Ricky wants to call back in.
Man, I ain't gonna be playing with Ricky today. No, Ricky, no. I'm just tired of playing, man. We're dealing with serious business. Somebody sent me a thing on classical conditioning, and it's all wrong. God forgive me, but it just, he said that he has a displace of his holiness. You're sensing a con man. I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, so, but you gotta watch it, though. Even when you got this era of just straight Antichrist worship, then you also got this era of misplaced people with the worship. Juanita Bynum, she's come out and declared that she's a lesbian. You got this other pastor, Joshua Harris. He's came out and denounced Christianity and is apologizing to the homosexual community because he had that all wrong and Christianity was wrong. And you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. I got my work cut out. Go on, send them to who we got.
Black conservative.
Oh God! All right, come on. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
I'm the most erudite mind, brilliant thinker, and political philosopher. Good afternoon.
That's nothing, Green. I'm tired. Okay, how you doing, sir?
Yeah, I hear that radical argument with you about Paul in the Bible. I mean, kind of like majoring on the malice. You know, it's just crazy, convoluting for him to do that.
He wasn't arguing me about Paul in the Bible. He was saying that doesn't the Bible say greetings and peace, brother? And he was right, it does.
Well, we know Paul and Luke wrote the most chapters in the Bible.
What you got to talk about, Black? Because you know I don't do Bible with you. You already know that.
But let me say this here, Bob.
Okay, there you
go. I want you to play that, I know what I call it. I want you to play the 1999 audio crazy Elijah Cummings, where he called the District of Baltimore, the people over there, zombies, and said they was residents were zombies, walking around like zombies, and they was a drug-infested area.
First of all, send me a check when you start doing personal requests. And second of all, if you haven't been listening to the show, it's already been played.
You played it? Oh, okay. I didn't know you played it.
But we see that.
Just a quick question.
Okay.
I got another question I want to ask you too. And you probably already played it. You keep telling me nutcakes that Trump ain't built no cages, ain't put nobody in no cages. He ended the Obama policy, and they just still don't get it. You had April Ryan, I think from CNN, who posted that photo picture of those kids from 2014 in cages to try to steer the president, the Trump administration. And when they called her on it, Sarah Huckabee called her out on it, and the media spinned it. That's where that photo picture first came from. And that was in 2014. Trump wasn't even president. So you wasting your time talking to the other guy because he had an IQ of a beast.
Oh, no, I can tell you this right now. Though. You know, for those of y'all don't know it, Black sends me texts all the time because he's complaining about he feel like that I give other guy time and won't give it to him. Well, Black, I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. The people that text me, they like listening to other guys. They don't like listening to you.
Well, that's good. I don't care what liberals don't like listening to because most of them qualify for a trip to the nut house. But the truth of the matter is, liberals just don't like the facts. I can tell less what liberals think.
All right. Well, thank you for the call. 901-452-3094 and 901-324-7490. Maybe it's the rotator cuff. You know, I found out today, y'all, my shoulder messed up and I got my rotator cuff has been torn or something and stuff. And maybe I just ain't got no patience. Or RC in classical conditioning, y'all can call back. If I offended you, forgive me, because I ain't supposed to run from demons. Demons supposed to run from me. Not calling y'all no demons, but I'm saying whenever I get frustrated, that means that it's time for me to put myself in regulation and anger myself. Why don't you tell me calm down or something, Q?
I was smiling at you, but then you ain't look up at me. But can I say this right here? You know, when the young lady called in and said, we need to keep on giving the truth out there, and maybe they'll change their mind, it won't. We get the truth out there, we show them and everything, and even the other guy said he still was going to vote for no matter what. So I'm like, really? We get the truth out there.
They don't want the truth. You know, at the end of the day, they don't want the truth. And the chef said beavers have a very high IQ. I didn't know that. That's a good point. You know, I mean, you know, at the end of the day, and I feel so sorry. I don't. I used to feel so sorry for black people. I don't feel sorry for them anymore. Because, you know, at the end of the point, it's just so long. Jolison will go in, Mayor Pete, he spent $300,000 on a private jet, but he come and tell y'all about the Green New Deal. You know, they do that. You know, like Ocasio-Cortez, she talks all that stuff about the Green New Deal, but she, and Al Gore and all of them know that they flying on private jets and all that, man. You know, at some point in time, you got to realize people reject the truth because they reject God. If they want to reject God, let them. But this foolishness that black people that endure and stuff, they got the Stockholm syndrome, and they like getting what they got. No matter how they got exposed, this woman sit around there and the court had to force her to do a test to keep from killing this innocent black man. And these same folks that said, I still vote for her. This woman, a white woman, exposed this woman, used to know 1,500 people to jail for marijuana. And you've been smoking it, and she laughed, and they'll still vote for her. You just heard Joe Biden and what he felt about these black predators, and they'll still vote for him. Pete Buttigieg, he's up there because, you know, he said that I'm a homosexual, and it's our time to reign, and they'll still vote for him. And all in the name of hating Donald Trump. This man is sitting around here and got over 3,000 prisoners out of prison. Provided over 5,000 jobs for him. He wants to do urban renewal in your neighborhood. They won't let him. He tried to block these folks from these infanticide law where they can kill a baby after it's born, but 44 Democrats stood together and said it's a woman's right to choose even after the baby born. She decides that the baby got life. And they say they don't believe it, but they still vote for it. And then they think God is okay with it.
Nope.
But you know what?
Ain't nothing but the devil.
For those that have an ear to hear, let them hear. And the those that don't, no, I don't feel sorry for my back. Dear Mr. President, quit trying to save them. They don't want to be saved. So for the ones that are listening, that are being blessed, that are being encouraged, that are being strengthened, go for it. Pastor Condition sent me one said, I see your spirit now. I vex your spirit. Now, you don't vex my spirit. When you do that, it does and stuff. I don't know what it is, but I don't care. You know, at the end of the day, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but you can call and say your greetings and peace if you want to. I don't know you. Now, I see as well as he go, I really could care less because he is an agent of Satan. I ain't calling him a demon, but what he does, it is the work of Satan. Anytime the Bible says that, when somebody perverts the word of God and try to lead people to go astray against the doctrine of God, that is an agent of Satan. Whether you know it or you're doing it knowingly or unknowingly, you still the same result. That's what it is.
30 seconds.
God bless y'all. Go to AndreGuy.com. Click on Revelation Christian Center. If God touch your heart, so we can keep telling the truth. Bye-bye.
Are you looking for affordable auto, home, life, renters, or barrier insurance? Insurance